Alright, so we're back with some Mario and Luigi Brothership, still going through the Great Lighthouse.
Oh.
Looks like Luigi cannot interact with that. Maybe that's not powered up or something just yet, because presumably we'll be using the UFO spin and that will make our way across. But until then, well, looks like we're just going to be finding some spikes. Alright, throwing both of them into the mix. I feel like I'm more concerned about Spikely over here. I should just be using Bros attacks on them. I bought so much maple syrup that we could get away with it. Hey, that's how we go. And you know what? I think I will do just that. Like, if there was a time to actually be making use of my Bros attacks on regular encounters and whatnot, then surely it would be in here. Nice. Not as much damage as I would hope for. Gotcha. That's enough to get rid of him, at least. I think I could get rid of you. Surely you don't have that much HP, and that crit is probably the difference maker. And I forget that initial one is as quick as it is, and of course, because I took damage for that, now this is going to count towards that encounter either. Dang. How dare you? You monster. Just for that. Yeah. Plus 69 experience, nice. Well, we only got hit once, we'll be fine for that. Oh, come on now. I pressed to use my hammer. No wonder why they gave the hammer that reduced defense by 30%, because those guys got a ton of it. Well, maybe they don't. It's probably more so influenced by the fact that I have actually 0 gear equipped at the moment, so, you know, there's that. Alright, well, it turns out Mario's skill is still good. Alright, so he swirled around the other way, that changes where he goes the first time, makes sense. I hate the fact that he goes in the middle of that. We got him anyways, it's all good. Once he slows down to the other speed, like he's just there for the pickings at that point. If I can get him on one of the earlier ones, then it's all good, but as long as I get him before he actually hits this one in the attack, then we're all good. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Yeah. Oh, that was terrible. Alright, well, you know. Well, now I'm actually obligated to hit this Bros attack. I wait too long on Bros. What? Don't talk to me. We're here for the content. Right now, that's what we're doing. We're throwing for content, shortly. We're not bad, we're trolling for content. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I feel that was gonna be the case. Alright, well. There are plenty of enemies in this area. Well, alright, well. One of these days I'm gonna get the first strike hammer encounter. Until then. Right now I'm just trying to clear out these enemies, more or less, so that way we can move around more freely. More than anything. That's probably not going to one-shot, but it surely would be close. Yeah, everybody's starting to outspeed me, it feels like. I mean, we're still the guy first. There we go. I keep thinking I need to wait like 1 second more on that attack when I could just go ahead and do it like that. I could have used more Bros attack with Luigi there, and it could have acted like a budget Mario's version. But I think we might be able to get away with just the excellent damage here. Nah, he probably lived for like 1 HP. Gotcha. Hey, we actually got an item out of them. Hey. Alright, a better encounter for us than most. Oh, that guy's gonna be an easy one to go ahead and get first strikes on. I'll take it. I wonder if it influences what enemy actually comes in this encounter, because like I jumped on him, right? But if it had been a spiky or something, also that challenge increased. Every time I forget they do that jump, even though it literally just happened. But yeah, if I jumped on him there instead of using the hammer, I wonder if that influenced him not having spikeries in this encounter, as opposed to if I hit him with a hammer, maybe they would have had him otherwise. Not entirely sure. That should be enough to clear him out. I had 3 times just to use the hammer on him. I don't have to be trying to land these jumps. Well, that time I didn't even land on them, and yet they still didn't spawn in with spike trees. One thing I will say that I missed so far is when you're using skills in Mario Superstar Ultras, when you would actually learn combat moves inside actual combat itself, or at least so far we haven't seen that, but I don't know, it was like whenever you used specific moves X amount of times in the middle of combat, they would learn new skills. Or it would like be an upgrade on the skill itself. By that I would do more damage and cost less bro points and whatnot. So like another thing that actively rewarded you for getting good, essentially. I hate that jump beforehand. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like the vertical running at me. It just does not work out. It's just something about it. That was not enough for a kill, huh? I'll have enough BP, that's fine. We've just been having Mario do all of his stuff, mostly for the single target damage more than anything. And the fact that I've got like 25, 30 syrups or whatever, so I don't really care how many skills we end up using, because I've got plenty to cover it. It should be a good majority of them. Dock Troops Memo 2. Remember to turn the tornado fans off. Whoever wastes electricity forfeits lunch. Oh, okay. Alright, that's nothing new in that regard. I suppose. Yeah, that's just gonna be the same thing. Well, I had a feeling that I would have Luigi do it, just to see how that interaction went, if anything changed by Luigi doing it as opposed to me. Yeah, no, it turns out it's just the same thing. So, presumably that's some set of gear over by Connie, for the fact that they've just got that random block over there by itself. I think we've generally covered this area, but I suppose I'll go ahead and do another sweep through, make sure I grab any enemies I haven't already. Alright, not as much as I would have hoped for, that's fine though. We replace some of our mushrooms we beat. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, what else we got here? We got this bridge. He's quicker than you think he would be. Again, I don't know what it is, it's just, I guess I'm too used to jump countering everybody that People are probably like, you could just hammer countered him right there, and you'd be correct, except for the fact that I'm just too used to jumping on people for initial first strike counters. Even though, at least currently, with our gear setup, aka our no gear, they both do the same amount of damage. Yeah, alright then. It's probably the easiest form of the counter they can get me. I hate that jump in between before they start running. Like, it should make it easier for you, right? But, like, I don't know, it's just something about it. It throws off my timing, that's the best way I can describe it. Well, I suppose if there's any time for me to farm froze attacks, it's in this area, because just how tanky these guys are by comparison. They did offer me a merchant, and of course we're running with no gear at the moment, so with gear I'm sure this would be a lot less annoying to deal with, but for right now, they're just so tanky by comparison, whether that be HP, defense, or both. I'm not using the red shell for that. Surely they're weak. Surely this one's at least weak enough for me to grab here. Even when I failed it. Alright, well, you know, not really deserved on that one. I'll take it. There's an opportunity for me to get damage right there, but I don't believe we were damaged on this encounter, so I'd rather just take the win and not taking damage in this encounter. The count towards our challenges. For me, that's just kind of a me thing, I suppose. I need Luigi next to me to make some more money out of that. There you go, Luigi. There we go. He did the thing. He finally did the thing, aka, you know, actually hammer counter them when I had the opportunity to do so. Between the jump counter and the hammer counter, I feel like I like the jump counter more.
Oh yeah.
I also like the actual jump attack more than I do the hammer attack. I feel like the jump attack, there's a lot more, I don't know if leniency is the right word, but it feels a lot smoother than maybe the hammer attack. Maybe that's just me. I'm starting to get more crits on those guys for whatever reason. I don't know if it was just lucky or maybe they just have a lower luck stat in general. I mean, falling asleep is probably not high on the lucky list, but yeah. Alright, we got a few spike. I was looking at the one that was down closer to me, not that guy. In order to counter him. Alright, well. Could be making it a little bit easier on ourselves by doing that, but why do that? They put these guys at level 10, so surely they expected us to level up a little bit in this area. I forget they only do the one round. Why do I keep thinking they do two? And then I press it. Alright. Well, I suppose this will actually count towards my using items in combat. So we'll go ahead and heal ourselves there. This should be enough to finish this guy off. We're not getting the one for doing fights without damage, which is fine. The one I guess I'd be more concerned about at this point is doing the one that you just need to do X amount of fights without gear, because once that one is cleared, I can start throwing gear in. And then we'll start taking a lot more damage, and people might be like, why would that be the case? And mostly due to the fact that we would actually be doing more damage, and if we do more damage, then we have less time to get counterattacked and whatnot, making it more likely that we actually just go ahead and get rid of them so quickly that we can't take damage, making that challenge much easier. Or, you know, we could just, like, get good, I guess, you know? Overkill? Probably, but I've got enough syrup to cover it at this point, so position, otherwise he definitely would have ran into me. Not that it would have mattered a ton, but I think he's still slightly too high in HP for me to actually get a kill here. I don't think the game ever said that if my gear actually influenced the damage that my bros attacks do. I would assume it would, but it might also just scale based off your level, which I could see being a thing. Alright, gems. Ah, that's just one. Hey, got him on the first one. There we go. Alright, yeah, we're pulling out all the bros attacks here. I don't care how much of a waste people think this is. It's happening. Man, this attack really just did not like the cat. Practically only focused him. Didn't do all that much damage, at least not as much as I would have liked, but yeah. Unfortunately, that left him with just enough HP to stay alive. He tried to go for that one jump. Nah, we ain't having it. Having none of it. Alright, plus 69 in order to reward. Love to see it. What are we looking at? Defense? I don't care about no defense. Receivers? Surely we don't hit boomerang rank before we get to the boss fight, sure. But I suppose it would be helpful if we did actually manage to get to it for them. Alright, well we should be able to use the UFO in order to be able to get to these ones. Good being keyword. I don't really like the UFO like wobbling effect. It makes it, at least visually, makes it look a little bit more difficult where I'm actually going to end up landing, even though there's a shadow underneath me and whatnot. I still don't really like it. Let's say those cat apps for level 11. Like that. Okay, I mean, I guess we're just right on point for levels. I can appreciate the level scaling to the fact that they're actually on my level. Oh, yeah. Great. I don't know if it... Nah, we could definitely crit the old games on Bros attacks. I was like, could we actually? I was like, yeah, no, trampoline and whatnot. Oh, we absolutely crit people. Which made crit just that much better in those old games. Like, if you could do like 100 jump attacks in a row and then crit, you know, like a third of them or something and start racking up crazy damage. Alright, we got rid of Spiky Bros, which, outside of me throwing this attack, is probably the one that would have damaged me. Especially for the fact that we could just wake these guys up by swinging early. People are gonna read and be like, ah, you're not hammer countering them, which is true. But also there's no real penalty to not doing so. So, outside of it just taking a little bit longer, which is fair, but... I don't know if I can actually get rid of this guy on that jump. I'll leave the one in front for Luigi, since he'll do this damage. I mean, I suppose I could just have him do the shell that it costs 5. Wasn't it 4 before, or was it actually? Why do I keep thinking that his was 4? I thought it, if I looked, I thought it was. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's scaling off of the BP I have, in which case it's fine. It's fine. I thought his only counted 4 beforehand. Maybe it's just because he had lower BP and now he had a new base BP max threshold, in which case it raised the cost of it, so you just can't spam lower or like older bros attacks like that. He thought I was what? He thought I was sleeping off that last stack. No, we're still here. At least a little bit. Oh no, it's Mario's that cost 4. Okay, that's what it was. I guess for the fact that it's not multi-target, I would assume. Was enough to get rid of one of the spikies, which I can improve on. And of course we have enough BP. Well, you know what? May as well go ahead and build up that item buffet skill or whatever. Or not skill, but challenge. Nope. Now that I know I don't have to wait that 1 extra second for him to actually come a little bit closer to me, that I shouldn't be getting hit by that. I kept doing it a little too preemptively initially. People are gonna be like, this is overkill, which is true, but I'm still gonna do it. We have the syrup, we can afford it, and we have yet to take damage, at least in this fight, so if we could just that'd be great. I kind of wish that attack, if you got an excellent on it, provided like an AoE effect. Even if it was maybe like half the damage or like a third of the damage from the initial impact on the enemy that you're actually choosing to do so, that would have been a nice little reward for getting the excellent version of the attack. Oh, nice. That was enough to clean him up. Dropped a refreshing curve. I was wondering if these guys were going to drop enemy-specific drops. That doesn't seem to be the case as of so far. So for right now, we're just chilling. Steady hammer. Okay, sure. I don't think there was anything else I needed over here. I suppose we could probably go ahead and see what the steady hammer actually does. We're not going to equip it, but we could see what it does. Actually, nothing. It's just a stronger hammer. I mean, can't be too bad at that. Okay, so hitting the wind just gives us extra time in the form. It doesn't, like, lift us or anything so far from what I've seen. Okay, so that's just a quicker way of getting back to where we were beforehand. Gotcha. And now we can get to where we want from here. Giving us just enough time to make this happen. I thought for a second I waited too long and I wasn't going to get it, but we got it. All of that just for regular nut, bruh. Pause? No, that wasn't where it needed to be. Alright, well, if we just chill in here, we'll be all good. And don't you worry, Connie, we're getting there. And now we'll just sit on this for a bit. People are probably going to be like, there were boxes down there, which is true, but, well, it looks like we'll be able to get to where we need to, just using this just fine. I guess that was the first memo from the Zooks group, or whatever they were called. I knew you could do it. Alright, Luigi, get the rest of those. And we'll go ahead and hit up the save real quick. We are going to continue this one. I feel like I'll end up making this one just a little bit long. You know, I thought about it now, and it's like my computer's been crashing a bit more lately. It hasn't crashed on any of the videos since the one that we got to Floral Island, thankfully. However, it's like, how much do I want to push my luck? And unfortunately with that, until it proves to be a little bit more stable, I'm going to go ahead and cut this episode here. And then we will continue in the next episode. Appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See you.